Okay, rulers, settle down. Ruler School is brought to you by Odyssey Games, where you can go to get singles for all your Force of Will and other trading card games, as well as these amazing patrons. Thank you for your support. Class is in session. Hello, rulers. Welcome back. It's a new week. I know you have plenty of classes and assignments, but if you have some questions, you've come to the right place. It's Office Hours, your favorite ever live Forceful podcast featuring myself, DMO73, and tonight I am joined by Svetlana Young of Games and Geek fame. Hello, Svetlana. How are you?
Hi, Jeremy. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, glad to have you here. Now, it's been a while since we've had you on. But usually when we have you on, it's to talk about some pretty fun stuff that you have going on. So tonight, we're going to be talking about an event that you have coming up next month. You want to tell us just a little bit about it before we kind of start talking about it?
Yes, so it is going to be a cash tournament. It's we are getting a very nice company support too that's helping us to run. It's a $1,500 cash guarantee, no matter attendance. Our promo is going to be, there is going to be a package that every person is going to get for entering, and it's going to be Makagi Rhea, a part of True Power, Heavenly Flash, Adam Broly, Nightmare Knight, Sylvia Minion of Lapis, and whatever is the next month's promo.
Oof,
so for
that's
the entry,
crazy.
Yeah. So for the entry of $30, people will be able to get about $60 worth of monthly promos.
Yeah, I know our store. We haven't gotten Rhea's yet. We haven't gotten part of True Powers. Like, those just got announced. But also, like, when our store got Sylvia's, we got, like, 4. So, like, even Sylvia's and that kind of stuff are, like, super, super, like, sought after. That's awesome.
Well, we do still run, like, our smaller tournaments on a weekly basis. But even we are getting our allocations, too. It's very little. Like, we get, 20 of them a month. So,
yeah.
Every person can just only get few, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
So company is doing this to also help community, like to keep the game active, to keep it alive. I mean, obviously we would love to do it in person, but it is what it is.
That's the world right now, yeah.
Exactly. So we're trying to help. There is an interest. There's still always new players. So we're trying to get it that we keeping the game going, help new players like play and interact, and also for people who cannot get those promos because there is no local tournaments, there's no local play, people can actually play it and receive the local, all the monthly promo support.
Yeah, so that there's also there's a VIP package as well for this tournament, right?
Yes. So for the additional $25, there is Lapis Darkstorm promo, Christmas Rachel promo, and one of the dual lands, European dual lands promos.
Oh yeah, nice. The European dual lands. That's sick.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then it's cost of entry, so it's 35. You said 30 for the regular or 35?
$30 for the regular,
and then 55 for the VIP. Is there a limit
Yeah.
to the number of VIP registrations this time around?
Nope.
And then cost of entry includes cost of shipment for your promos unless you're outside of the United States.
So I wish I could send them to you outside of the United States, but unfortunately, like the shipping cost about $26 to $30 to ship outside of the United States, even if it's Canada.
But there is a way players are still allowed to enter. And I will say that if you know someone in the United States, you could always have the stuff shipped to them and then talk with your friend about shipping the promos to you. There are ways to get around it. I know. I'm looking at Matt Seymour over in Canada. I'm like, buddy, you can still play.
So, or if people are forfeiting their promos, they can still enter.
Sounds good. Is it cheaper for that? It's the same entry price if you forfeit the promos, though, because of the high amount of cash, regardless of attendance, right?
Yes. Like, we are making zero money on this tournament. We probably will be losing money on it. We are throwing our own cash, but we're trying to recoup, like, maybe smaller amount.
Yeah.
And one important thing, too, this is a pilot. This is a test run, this tournament.
Okay.
So we are working to do some better, more amazing, awesome things and get a bigger, better company support potentially. So we need this tournament to be great, to be awesome, and have a nice attendance. I would like 50, 60 people.
Yeah,
It's,
absolutely. I know that we'll be
yeah.
I know that we'll be streaming it.
Yes, Jeremy.
We're gonna stream it. I've been working on changing up the layout down here for me and Paul to be able to do commentary on it. So it's very exciting for that. And also, it's cool to hear that the company is kind of giving permission for a test run, because that definitely opens up to a lot of cool things. And also important to note for the community, this is a cash tournament that the company is directly supporting, which has been like
Yes.
forever.
So I mean, it is our tournament.
Right.
It's
But the
not the
fact that
company
they're
runs.
but the fact that
But
they're like putting forth the effort to really contribute and help with it is a
oh yeah.
change, because it used to be like cash was a no-go for the longest time.
Well, I mean, last year company was obviously took us extra long to get approved, for a company to look because they're obviously hesitant about the cash. But last year we did run 2 Grand Prix with cash,
Yeah.
and they were very successful. There was like no issues, no problems. So they are willing to work with us more,
Yeah,
like they
absolutely.
start understanding American market, American players like, and
We like
we still
money.
like,
We do like
yes,
money.
yes. I mean, our promos are awesome, but we also want to see some additional pricing. And why not?
Right.
Yeah.
Svetlana, if you want to turn your camera off and on again, your video has frozen. You're stuck.
Okay.
But some things to note for the people who are watching is this is a webcam tournament. There's a lot more information. There's a link right down below in the description for the Facebook event to how to get registered, and how to get kind of the basics of the rules. It's a webcam tournament, so you will need the actual deck of cards to play in the event. It is very easy to use Discord to get a webcam, even if you have a phone that has a camera. A smartphone that has a camera. You can use that as a webcam. We've talked about that before. I know that Svetlana, I've been working behind the scenes with your tech guy to make sure we have everything set in place for a good set of rules. While you're down there in the description, though, if you aren't already, go ahead and consider clicking that little join button down below there to maybe help us get that last emote that we're trying to unlock. We need one more member tonight to get iMule unlocked. She's staring at you right there in the middle of the screen. She wants you to help her get unlocked tonight. So just consider just saying that. With the event is February 6th, correct?
Yes, on Saturday.
That is pre-release of the next set, right?
Yes.
Okay. So format will be New Frontiers.
Yes.
Okay.
And yeah, and we will also, I mean, I wanted to do something like with these rulers, with this set specifically. Yeah. And then we will have something amazing to hopefully, this goes all well. We have good attendance and everything. So people sign up, people who are on the fence, it's still gonna be super fun. Even if you're just playing for fun, you still gain $60 worth of promos.
Yeah, for sure.
You cannot go wrong with
that. Super worth it. And the other thing is, the other thing to note about like the webcam side of things is it's all done directly through the Discord. It's very easy to organize. I've been a part of a bunch of other tournaments, and then because it's on Discord, it makes it almost kind of easier to have a longer event because like when you're done with your match, you can just go and chill as opposed to sitting around in a venue, which is nice. Are you guys gonna be planning on just doing it on just the Saturday, or is like a potential for a two-day event? Or
so we are planning, if it needs to be top 8 on Sunday, just in case. We have it on schedule as a 2-day tournament, just in case. I'm sure people might even want to split top 8.
Sure.
But if some people don't want to split it, then we will have the Sunday. Sorry.
Sure. If those of you in the chat, if you have any questions for Svetlana about the tournament or anything, go ahead and let us know. We can get those answered for you. It's one of the things that was kind of the point of tonight. We want to make sure that all your questions are answered. So you're ready. Question from Gray Grumbler. How will judging be done?
So we will have from 2 to 4 judges at all times.
Okay.
That's all they're doing. Our tech guy is super awesome. And so he is doing special calls, like he is actually programming Discord to be able just to type a judge or certain things there. And then the judge will get notified and show up in your room. And he's setting up rooms for like the three players. Not three players, two, the player and the judge, so they can enter. And then he's also hold on.
Yeah,
One
I've been talking
second.
with him about how you won't have to leave the room that you're in your game to get a judge call happened.
Yes.
You also won't have to leave your room to get time on round, which is nice. So you'll be
Yes.
able to like type something. He's like doing a lot of work to make it so like anything that you could possibly want, you can do without having to disconnect from your opponent, which also helps put people at ease in regards to being in a webcam tournament.
And like I mean, Force of Will is like one of the best communities, and I'm pretty sure we will have a very nice, very awesome tournament. But we're still making different rules and different safeguards, just in terms of potential fishy stuff.
Right.
So we will have like rules that your hands must be visible at all times. If for some reason you have to move your hands away from the table, you drop something, you must leave your hand on the table. When you come up back to the camera, you have to show your hands, make sure there is no like nice and fishy or anything going on. If your opponent has any doubts, instantly call a judge. Then we will have also that there will be a set of rules that before you enter tournament, you must read them. And Robbie is also the tech guy.
Right.
He's working that you have to read them and you have to acknowledge in order to play. And we will be posting all the rules like very shortly here. We'll work in all of them. If people have any issues, any concerns, please message us, directly or here, so we can address all the different concerns. We will do also deck cutting. So after you shuffle the deck, your opponent must say a number, and then a person will count to that number of cards and cut the deck.
Oh, okay.
It will help you so you can't stack the deck or anything.
Yeah. I like that.
And you can obviously cannot interfere with your deck throughout the tournament unless it's needed. And every time after you shuffle your deck, opponent must cut it. So.
Okay.
Yeah. And like I said, if anything that people like thinking on the fence, feel like maybe there is going to be uncertainty, like I don't want to play because I'm not comfortable with this, please message us. We would love to address it all.
Yeah, for sure. This is a big opportunity, and this kind of goes into the second topic that I think you and I can have a good conversation about. This is an opportunity for community members by playing the game to not only gain own independent reward, but also really help the game to grow just by like playing in this, because this really is an opportunity to show the company where we are, to show them that we're here and that how committed we are to playing, and that leads me to my next topic about this idea of like how to build hype, how to keep people engaged. Svetlana, you and I have been probably the two most active in our different channels in terms of ways to try to keep focus on the game or keep building hype, me being community and content and you with tournaments. And so I kind of want to pick your brain a little bit about what it means or like what it takes or what the reward is for in your mind of like putting in this kind of work to make something like this happen, because you could have just as easily have said like, nah, we're not doing this and like move on. So, share your thoughts.
Well, I mean, for me, it's always been Force of Will is my favorite card game. And I will ride and die by Force of Will. Like for me and my husband. And we have, like I said, it is one of the best communities. Like from people who play in our store and from people that I see in coming to the GPs or people interacting online with you, Jeremy. It's a different type of gamers. Force of Will community is its own type of breed of gamers. you know how you can look at like Pokemon players, there is a certain types. You know, you can be walking down the street and you can look, I'm like, okay, that's a Pokemon player, that's a Magic player, that's the D&D player, and that's the Force of Will player. And Force of Will players are my favorite. I think they are better than other card games.
Don't tell the other
And
card games that.
I do. and it's always, people are more responsive, people more appreciative, and it's also way more easy to work with company. Like, you cannot message Magic the Gathering, Wizards of the Coast, and tell them like, hey, I want to run this cash tournaments, and they will say, okay, what's new? You know, I message that to a Force of Will company, and they say, sure, how can I help? Like, let me pay us, they pay in their own money, and they send in promos from Japan to, you know, the shipping them with extra packaging, extra shipping costs too,
Sure.
you know, so community players can have that. You know, I message them about other potential tournaments. They're like, sure, let's work on that. Like, let's work it out. So, you know, like, they are extremely eager and extremely willing to work with players, with the community, and to build the community too. They're not ignoring. And it's always, I don't know, like when we do Grand Prix, when we do tournaments, it's always, it's a lot of work, but it's extreme fun.
Yeah.
It's a lots of joy. It's like after tournament, after we do GPs and tournament is over, I'm like, yay, it's over. I'm like, oh, when is the next one? Come
Yeah,
on.
I agree with you on that. You know, with doing the stream stuff, like the first couple streams, it was like high stress because it was, you know, trying to prove myself or whatever. You're getting the company's good graces, and then like every time since then, it's like, yes, it's tiring, but it always pays out, like in terms of like the satisfaction of the people that I've made. Like I think it's funny, and I've joked about this so many times, about at the end of a day of talking about Force of Will all day, yes, I'm exhausted, but I still just want to keep doing more Force of Will stuff, which always burns me because no one else wants to because they've all been playing all day. And I think in a lot of ways, you and I share this opinion of like the work to build the community, the work to run events, the work to talk to the company or everything else, or just like get more eyes on the game. It always leaves us with like a good tired, like a satisfied,
Yes.
like a satisfied tired, which, you know, I've tried to communicate a lot more to like what Force of Will is in terms of a tier 2 game. Like I try to communicate that like Force of Will is a tier 2 game in terms of size. Like it's just hands down, that's what we're going to be. And I think that the company is really like accepted that and like changed themselves to really reflect that. Like when we first started, we had maybe a shot at breaking the tier 1 game line, but I think we've found ourselves in a more comfortable tier 2 lane. And I think the one thing that, you know, you can disagree with me or agree with me in that is that being a tier 2 game, it takes a little bit more effort on the part of us like store owners or players in the community to like push it, as opposed to just the company themselves pouring thousands and millions of dollars into it. But it always pays off way better than like just the company writing a check and saying, you know, whatever, you know.
I mean, it does take more effort, but you also have to think like any card game, even the big ones.
Sure.
I mean, like, look what right now is happening in Pokemon. Like, I don't know, and if people are aware, I mean, pretty sure they are, with all the celebrities, everybody pushing, and cards prices going like insane value, like they increasing by 4,000%, and everybody from little to old raging and screaming Pokemon. It's like, it's insanity. But even them, 2-3 years ago, they were being looked at as a secondary game.
Yep.
You know, like when lots of store, even as of right now, they don't support Pokemon and don't have Pokemon. Like, I think also as a store owner, we're in a small tiny town, but like I will always highly recommend to any stores, like gaming stores who wants to be successful, to pick it up some sort of tier 2 game. and to build the community. And it's not very hard. I know people say, you know, like their community died, but it's not very hard to support and build the community. All you have to do, stores do have to support it. They have to consistently run tournaments, and they consistently have to breathe life to it. Because if store or a like a little community, if they don't do that on a regular basis, you can kill Magic the Gathering in your local area.
Yeah,
you can kill Pokemon
absolutely.
in your local area. Like if you don't do anything, nothing is gonna happen. Moment you're gonna start putting a little bit of effort and show people how to play this game. Look at this fun deck. Like if you don't want to play meta, you can absolutely, Force of Will is amazing to geek out on an area that you like. Like, do you like fairy tales? Let's build fairy tales. Like, do you like Cthulhu's? Let's go Cthulhu. Like, you like dragons? Let's build a dragon deck. Like, you can geek out whatever area that you like, and it's extra. Sure. It's extra satisfactory, and it's very, very fun. And even as of right now, Force of Will still is the cheapest TCG to play, but it is most profitable one to open out of booster box. Yeah. Like if you are always count, like if you buy the $100 booster box and you open the cards and you count all of the cards you open, full arts and rares, you never lose your money.
Yeah, especially with Epic of the Dragon Lord. I mean, with one per box on the rulers has been tough. They're talking about it right now in the chat.
But it's like, guaranteed your money back. Like you guarantee to open that money. Like no matter what, always making extra than what you paid. But it's been like that since we actually start Force of Will. Like as a store owner, even at my distributors' prices, I don't open Magic. I don't open Pokemon because even at my price, I will probably lose money.
Sure. Yeah.
Because if you don't open that one or two few chase rares that you chasing after, you're gonna lose your money on the box. And Force of Will, that's the only card that I ever open. I can sit and literally open all day and be nothing but profitable for me. Yeah. I don't do that because people want to open boxes.
Yeah, right.
And if
people
I
open them all,
they don't get that satisfactory. So I have to keep my boxes on the shelf. But it's so easy. And so, like I said, it is the cheapest one, but it's more profitable one. It's more like, it's also more satisfactory one when you open in packs too, because you get the full art in every pack. Every pack you feel like winning. You don't have the disappointment. And then
I think these things that you're talking about are like, these are the talking points that a player in the community can capitalize on and can like take advantage on. And I think, you know, you and I both do in our own ways. We both pitch this game to new players all the time, right? You have players in your store. I have content this way. Like, these are the types of conversations and talking points to like keep in your back pocket to like put forward to a new player, because out of all the points that we just talked about in terms of like the artwork, the archetypes of the different kinds of things, the price per sealed box, the every pack being a win, everything else like that, one of those usually strikes a person, right? Like everybody's a little bit different. One of those points is gonna hit a person. Like I know people who I've shown Force of Will to, who could give two craps about the art. Like they don't care. Art to them is whatever. But then I tell them that there's a foil in every pack, or that it's Magic without land screw, and they're immediately like, okay, in, right? Or there are other players who they don't really care about the fact that it's Magic without land screw, but then you go like, yeah, but Cthulhu's, and they're like, oh, okay, now I'm in. Like that seems really interesting to me. And so, you know, one of the things about the second half of this podcast is about like building hype and like how to be a hype man for the game. Is like, these are the kinds of points to like get into your head. Because like, you are the biggest advocate for this game in the community as a player. Like that's just what you are capable of.
Yes, and I mean any also area, if people just get the group of friends together. I mean that's how it's been like from beginning. And even right now, if people say, "Oh well, I used to have a huge community and it's no longer it," like you can still reach out to those players. You can always reach out to them and say, "Hey, Joe, remember you used to play Force of Will? Guess what's happening? Like." Look at the new cards. Look at the new awesome things. Let's get together and play a game. I mean, we can't do it right now, but once we can, you can, it's easier to rebuild the community. And right now there is also crazy hype around the TCG. And even us as a players and as a collectors, we're very happy to have right now TCGs. Like we, even at these times, we're happy to have something to be able concentrate on.
Yeah.
Sets to collect, cards to chase, decks to build. It's a crazy, awesome distraction, and actually have community, have friends, have players.
Yeah.
That's why we came up with this cash tournament. I'm like, well, I really didn't want to do Discord. We talked to Carl and other people. They're like, well, people can do all sorts of things, but I'm like, you know what, who cares? Let's get some games going, let's get people together, let's get them, out of their heads, out of sadness and
Play some card
depression.
games.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It helps you, you start obsessing what decks to play, you start improving, you're doing a little deck play here and there with your friends on top. Like, let's just get together, let's have fun, and
Yeah.
hopefully until we're allowed to have live tournaments, we will continue do them on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And like I said, company is definitely putting huge effort to support us,
Yeah.
and hopefully bigger awesome things will come.
I do want to say real quick in the chat. I apologize if I terribly butchered your name. J Ray, I think is what it is, saying that you just opened your first box of Epic of the Dragonlord today, pulled Celesta and Kiki. Let's get some Kikis in the chat for the Kikis. So I guess that's the type of deck I'm going to try to build. If you are brand new to Force of Will, you decided to jump in with Epic, we're glad to have you here. I hope you really enjoyed it. I'd be curious to know what got you into Force of Will. I'm always interested to hear about that. But congratulations on your pulls. Celesta and Kiki is a good pull to have together.
Celesta is also a very strong deck.
Celesta's a lot of fun and very strong for sure.
Yeah.
And then I know a lot of people are very excited for the Six Sages. I'm very excited for the Six Sages. And that's the thing to me about Force of Will, by comparison to other games, is that, I look at Magic, I look at Pokemon, I look at Digimon, like I keep my eye on them. And like I look at Magic and I understand that people get excited about like the planeswalkers or stuff, but like none of that grabs me as like, oh, this is really cool. I look at Pokemon and like I'm the type of guy who I have tried to get back into Pokemon at the like any kind of level, like even video game level, 4 times. And literally every single time I play it, and then I wake up one morning and my brain just goes, no, we've played this game so many times before. Even if it's a brand new Pokemon, my brain's like, this is the same Pokemon game, just newer. And I literally can't. Like, I can tell you the moment I did it with, I stopped in the middle of Crystal, I stopped in the middle of Heart Gold, I stopped in the middle of Sun and Moon. Like, my brain just went, nope. So, like, Pokemon doesn't grab me, Digimon doesn't grab me. I don't think there's been a set in Force of Will that something in, like, the characters that they create or the stories they're doing or the artwork or something doesn't catch my eye and get me excited. Which I think, to me, there are some people who said, like, oh, the variety of art styles is chaotic. And I'm like, I actually think that's kind of nice, because you're not
it's very diverse. It's very nice. There
you're
is
not locked in.
for
You're not,
everybody.
you're not locked into like one particular art style. It's like you'll find something that grabs you.
Because like I can tell you, like we get new players on regular basis, and we have like some people come because they're like, oh my god, anime, this one is super beautiful, anime is my thing, let's go. Then I see like also even this latest set, there is lots of darker creatures and like more, I don't know how to say that, like more not creepy, but more the like darker, not anime-ish looking things, like zombie-ish type of a deal. I can't tell you what the card it is right now, but there is a couple of them like that. But it also resonates with people and they're like, oh, I like this. Let's play this one. There is like super pretty dragons. People like, oh, I really like this one. There is also lots of very lots of cute art too that also will appeal to Pokemon collectors as
Yep.
well.
And you got people like
Because
Victoria who just wants to play bunnies again.
yes,
Bunny deck.
exactly. Bunnies are adorable. It's like the little red bunnies. Oh, they're also pretty good actually in certain decks. Good in preset too. So
Yeah.
the Burning Rush, right? Or
Yeah. Burning Rabbit Rush. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So like I like that they also been having the little bunnies here and there. Like I'm a big fan of it. So and I know a few other people's too. And I even have some people who not like crazy players, but they all collectors. And when set been spoiled, I'm like, hey, look, there's this and this card in this set. You should come and check it out. And it keeps people interested because there is something for them in that set. So if we just stay to one art, it will be just too boring.
Yeah. So I do want to talk a little bit more specifically about this event for a few people.
Yeah.
To kind of, like I said, if you joined us late, obviously, like I said before, the information for the event is down in the description. You can go check that out. It's a link to the Facebook event where you can pre-register right now, right? Like it's possible to get registered right now.
Yes, absolutely. There is a site, you can register and you can choose which entry you want, if you want regular entry or you want VIP.
Perfect.
And
Awesome.
yeah, moment we will receive our promos, we'll start shipping them out. So you just have to make sure you fill it out, your address, and
Excellent. Cynthia Bice, I'm glad that you love Force of Will. I'd be interested to hear where you got into the game or how new you are to the game. It's always nice to hear from players who I haven't seen before in these chats. So I agree, the art is gorgeous. I miss textured cards, but beggars can't be choosers. And then the Maid Guy 098. Is there a limit to the number of players?
So as of right now, we do not have a
no limit right now. Okay.
And we set up to handle it. And I really don't think we're gonna hit over 50 or 60 people. And that would be like a sweet spot. If we get like 50, 60 people, it's enough competition, not too much.
That'll be 6
rounds.
Not
too boring.
6 rounds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will have a nice variety of decks, nice variety of things going. And so it will be fun. And like I said, we have amazing tech guy. So he's handling all the awesome background stuff and coding everything and making it super custom.
Yeah, and if you haven't already, for those of you who might be wondering, like, what is this? Like, I imagine that you all already do, but Discord is a free application. It's like, essentially think of Facebook, but without an algorithm. Is a good way to look at Discord. You can download it, just go to Discord. And we actually have a Ruler School Discord. There's a link down below that you can go join to get involved in the communications with us there. But I know that this particular event will be played out on a private Discord server. And like Svetlana has said, there will be there's a bot and a lot of programming that's being done to the server to make it run really smoothly. I know that I've been coordinating and kind of consulting on it. So to make sure that it works well. So I think if you have any concerns or anything, like Svetlana said, please feel free to either ask in the chat now or ask somewhere else, like message them on Facebook or anything else to kind of get your questions answered, because this event is going to be very, very hype. I think it's going to be very, very exciting regardless of what people are playing. The entry is well worth the cost. And this is a very easy way for you to get the tactile experience of playing a card game and having an also very positive impact on the community as a whole by participating. Like I said before, you showing up helps to show the company that this is something that people are interested in and that can be run smoothly, and so it can be engaged in on a more consistent basis. So like
exactly. Even if people like, hey, maybe I haven't, maybe I'm new enough, only like a little bit new, haven't played enough games, still worth trying.
Yeah.
You still getting your money worth, you getting your promos, you getting more than you paid for, and you're still gonna have fun, you're gonna meet new friends. this is gonna be very exciting. You're gonna have an amazing day with some interactions. I mean, as much as you can over Discord,
Right.
but
Uh,
I mean, you're playing also games, so
right. Cynthia, if you actually join our Ruler School Discord, you can get connected to other members of the community and we play games. There's even rooms in the Discord server that we have to be able to play with people over Webcam or Runtap or anything. And if you're new to the channel, we stream every Wednesday. And if you're a channel member, which is clicking that little join button down below, essentially it's like a Twitch subscription. If you're a channel member, then when we do those streams on the Wednesdays, you can actually play against me live with whatever deck we built that day. So, love to be able to play with you. Consider that option. Yeah, MOA is the reason a bunch of people's left and stores stopped getting product. Fair. Good old MOA.
well, I'm gonna say something. You actually see that on a lot of card games and the new card games. Look, last year there was what is the name? I'm drawing blank. The one by Richard Garfield.
Keyforge.
Keyforge, yes. That was the whole rage about. Like everybody calling, asking where's the Keyforge. And like right now we have Digimon and we have other card games that people like super crazy and happy about. And it's always like that. When there is a new card game come out, people are hyped, they're excited, and they go and they start playing and there's a crazy hype. And the moment there is a one screw up, small or big, or there will be a screw up. No matter what, every card game in the history have done that. From Giant Magic to Pokemon to every other card game. And what is important, how that card game can recover from it.
Yep, for sure.
And passed forward. A majority of them, that's why it's always said, in about 2-3 years, card games do die. We're going, what, 6th year, 7th year with Force of Will?
This is, let's see, Crimson, so Grim Cluster, into year 2 is Alice Cluster, into year 3 is Lapis Cluster, into year 4 is Rhea Cluster, into year 5 was New Valhalla, into year 6 was Alice Origins. So we're starting year 7.
There you go.
Of Force
we passed it.
So.
And it's usually even Giants Magic too. They had what, in year about 15, 20 years it took them before they start really hitting like crazy giant Grand Prix and big hype and everybody coming and playing. Before that too, they were also on a back burner. Not stores weren't like all crazy filling up. They were, I mean, in the beginning, they have to give away free decks and free booster boxes for people to play. Then it skyrocketed. Then it went down from Fallen Empires, and everybody remembers that. And and then they had a bunch of like middle decks, middle sets too that wasn't very highly produced, and but they recovered.
Yeah, and I think the thing to think to note is that like stability is kind of more important. Stability and slow growth is better than intense hype and explosive growth without because if you explode but you can't keep it stable, you crash hard.
Exactly. Higher you fly, yeah,
right.
because the fall.
And I think Force of Will, the thing to note for people for Force of Will is as an agent of hype in the community, because the more you put into it, the more you're going to get. As an agent of hype, you can almost kind of take solace in the fact of like you're in a card game or you're pushing a card game that has stability and slow growth, because it means that it's a more rewarding experience. It's typically a more engaging experience, and it's usually easier to hook longer term players.
And it's also not as Sorry.
Because you can point to like we've been here for 7 years, like game's still here. Like you can point to that, and that typically actually hooks a lot more people than like, yeah, this game came out 6 months ago and everyone's excited about it. Okay. I mean, people get excited about the new iPhone. Like You know,
Yeah,
it's that same kind of
exactly.
thing. Um,
Yeah.
so
And and then like I said, it's a very stable, and it's, we haven't there was something else I was gonna say very important and I forgot now. But like we it's also not as exhausting. That's what I was
yes,
gonna say.
yes, I agree.
Because when you have like a crazy hype, you're trying to go and buy those booster boxes, and now they all sold out, and then now you're trying to buy them, and then they all like triple and quadruple in your price. So like there is always that hype, there is always that run, that's always that chase, and you get exhausted and you get burned out and you get frustrated because there's a card you wanted to buy and then you blinked and now it's gone and now it's expensive and all that stuff. So like by having what we it's not crazy spikes. I mean, we would like to see bigger growth. We always want to see more players.
Right.
That's why we're pushing it. That's why we're going for, that's why we know there is always a Grand Prix, there is a different support. And even this last year, Grand Prix companies showing that they're throwing to people lots of good promos, lots of good support to continue growing the game.
Yeah,
We
for
do
sure.
have a good support from the actual company, and but it's not exhausting,
Yeah,
and
for
it's
sure.
obtainable. It's you can get it. And one thing I also want to bring up, because if people seen like Rudio's video and stuff, when they say like Force of Will prints very small sets, like all the AO1, AO2, AO3s, and further, that whatever pre-orders they get, and that's what they print. That's actually not true.
Yeah,
Because,
it's printed to pre-order plus a percent, right?
and they get restock.
Yeah, yeah. We
Like they actually print way extra right now, because I know like AO1, AO2, AO3, AO4, they all got restocked. Like AO1, 2, and 3 got restocked 6 times, 6 different times.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Those
they did.
boxes did sell like crazy though.
Oh, they did. They're amazing, and they still do. It's like because I know distributors got the product, they sold out. Then a couple of weeks later, they got restocked. They sold out, and
Yeah,
they're
I
all
know
6 times and now.
why like kept sending. I'm on their like even though I'm not a store, they still send
Yeah,
me emails and stuff, and they kept being like, "Hey, by the way, this is back. Like we got more. we you got it."
yeah,
Yeah,
but then you go 2, 3 weeks later, and it's all gone.
right.
And it's just like right now there is none of that is right now in stock by any
Yeah.
distributor. Now it is sold out. So, and about, if you guys see them on the shelves, if you want to also invest in seal product, highly recommend it, because it will be gone. And moment distributors dry out and then stores dry out, then you're gonna see the product start going crazy up in price.
Yeah, the other thing too about Force of Will is that like it's probably the only game that I've ever been actively like every single card in this game's history is something that I want to keep.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
I think I played Yu-Gi-Oh pretty consistently. That was my first card game. That's a card game where you pretty much dump cards every 6 months. Like just these, I can't play these anymore. Or I played Kaijudo for a bit, and like I have a Kaijudo cube, but like I don't get excited about it. But like to tell you my interest in Force of Will, this is a cube. Thanks to Brandon Bremont, this is an entire cube from Force of Will's history that I have spent so much effort to make good, and like that just speaks, I think, my willingness to go dig through all these cards to get all these cards is, I think, proof of the fact that like you get Force of Will's a game where the more you put into it, the more you get out of it, and I think that. But what you talk about in terms of it not being exhausting, like it's easy to put a lot into Force of Will.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's easy to like say I'm gonna go just play decks, or I'm gonna go build like Matt Seymour. You say you have 15 decks built. You talk to Mike Rance, and like Mike has I think 20 Conqueror format decks built at any given time.
But it's like, also, it makes it easier because
it's easy.
Sets are still smaller. You buy a case and you have a playset of everything.
Yeah,
and you
it's
don't
easy.
have to like chase and run around and trying to find it later and all like that craziness. So like that's why I said it is one of the cheapest one to play, but
Yeah.
it is rewarding to open because like you bought that case every 3 months, and now you have playset of everything for your lifetime, and you
Yeah.
can build any deck that you wish at any time you want.
It's a it's a
Plus,
it's a TCG that is really the cost of a CCG. Like
yeah.
like it is a trading card game at its core, but it's also like the easiest trading card game to never have to trade in. Like
but but we do also have a beautiful artwork, and if you look like even I'm actually you build in cube, I'm making a playsets of everything. I'm
right.
actually making 6 of everything in full art from the beginning of Force of Will.
It's so
That's
much.
that I'm already have few of them done. I'm going by cluster, so like I
Nice.
keep a new frontiers right now in store. Moment it rotates out, I'm putting 6 away in my own personal binders that goes in
Nice.
my own personal closet. So, and it's just I'm doing 6, not 8, because that's what it fits in the sleeve.
Yeah, I think I think one thing to note for anybody who's watching this, or if you're watching it live, or if you're watching it later, because this video gets up later, is like if you have questions, like if this is something that you're interested in wanting to do, and you haven't heard enough from of like ideas from this cast, um, just ask, like just reach out, because I think the community is such that the more you ask about it, the more resources you're going to get, and the more people are going to want to support you in it. Victoria, let me approve that link real quick. So that it's not gonna. Nope, Victoria, that link is not gonna post. Sorry. So for the cube, but like this, like you said, this game is it's so low effort, but it's so rewarding. And there's so many different ways to support it, like playing in a tournament, spreading the word about a tournament, watching content, sharing content, engaging in Discord communities, engaging in the Facebook community. Like it's so chill, um, at like every level, that it's well worth your time to do. Um, so just do it. It's like that's really all I could
Yeah.
say.
And if people ever also have any questions, like I mean, they can. I'm sure you always answer individual questions. If anybody ever have a questions, you're welcome. Message me directly, Svetlana Young. You can message me on Facebook, um, or you can message my crew, Landon Young.
I'm trying to find a link to do the registration here. I'm looking at the Facebook real quick. I'm looking at the Facebook event and I don't see the link.
Or if you type gamesandgeekminnesota.com, gamesandgeekmn.com. That's
Geek
our site, and then
and
it's games.
.com. Let me pull it up.
Yeah,
Oh, is it games and then the letter N?
and yep, geek
Games.
mn.
All things forcible. Okay, I'll post this link real quick in the chat. Whoop. Right there. Ta-da! There you can go to get registered for the event. That takes you right to it. So there you go. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Well, with this last little bit of time, speaking of fun things that are very easy to do, I'll have to try to convince Dan, but he told me that it was only every 15 viewers, so it looks like we're only giving away one. Dan, we got to get some giveaway stuff. Good old CCG Prime here has sponsored a giveaway for tonight. So, Dan, I'm right now at 20 viewers, so tell me in the chat how many boxes of Moon Priestess Returns we're giving away. But we're also giving away a set of GP playmats right now. So here's the deal. In the chat right now, to get entered into this contest, every single person who is in the chat right now can be entered into this contest. All you got to do is put how long you've been playing Force of Will. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to give me your entries, and then we're going to do a drawing right now and give away some prizes. So tell me how long you've been playing Force Will. Let's get some giveaway entries going on. And then Svetlana, while I'm doing that, the floor is yours to talk about anything that you got going on. So
nothing much. Sign up for the tournament, people. Come on. we need a good attendance. I mean, goodish. So
sure.
But yeah. So it's not an easy cakewalk for people who already sign up. So they have some competition, and that we also have fun, and hopefully we will continue with this like on regular basis. Like if this goes all well and we have work out all the technical issues and everything, so I see no reason why we can't do this every month or every other month to keep people engaged and have a lot of fun together. And if people also like, I know some people like, well, I don't have a camera or something, like Jeremy said, reach out to your friends, use your smartphone. It's not that hard. It's very, very easy to use Discord. And
yeah,
I mean,
and Discord can set it up so that there's like a lot of different like phone as webcam apps that Discord connects to.
Yeah, and we will be posting very soon book too, and on our all the different rules, and then once the Discord server set up, we will put the link to it and everything.
Dan, I'm literally talking about how we're giving away a box. Dan's in the chat like, we gotta give one away. I'm trying to give one away right now. Am I only giving away one, or am I giving away two? You gotta let me know. Let's see. Oh, I do have a question for you, Svetlana. So
yes.
This next set is 6 Sages.
Yes.
And Cthulhu. What are you most excited? Like, which of the rulers do you think you're most excited about?
Narlatept for me.
Oh, so you're excited for the Cthulhus?
Yes, but I like the Narlatept Cthulhu, the pretty one. That's like yeah.
Okay.
Red Riding Hood and Narlatept, they disguise as a Red Riding Hood. That's my favorite.
That's your favorite? Okay.
Yeah.
I personally, I mean, like the chat will know this. I'm very excited for Group Ballesta, the dark guy with the magic stones. I've been looking for. I try to do one cosplay per cluster, and then they were like 6 sages, and I was like, oh, cool. Well, I'm probably gonna do a 6 sage cosplay, and then I'm like just hoping that there's really good Gruce Ballesta art. Because one thing to note is that if you're trying to do a cosplay for a card game and the character's only printed on one card, it's very difficult.
You should go 0, Jeremy.
No crossplay for me. Sorry, no crossplay for me. Yeah, Raymond, Cthulhu is next set. The Cthulhus are back. So
I am very excited. I'm glad they're bringing all the like fan favorites back. We just need to get Lumia or Imo at one point too. So
that's fair. Lumia or I, you coming back? Divinity's Crest, your first deck arrives tomorrow. Awesome. Welcome to the game. Happy to have you here. Day 1 just started. That's awesome. Red Ali, welcome. Glad to have you here. Jeremy is 0. Yeah, no pass. Okay, so at this point in time, I said until 9:55, so it's closed. I have all the entries for people who entered. I need confirmation from Dan about what we're giving away. So Dan, CCG Prime, how many? I have 25 viewers. How many boxes am I giving away? And then the next prize is the set of GP playmats. So just waiting for Dan to tell me. I'm not gonna cosplay as I'm not crossplaying. Stop asking.
Come on, no. Jeremy, it's Force of Will. We have gender band all the time.
No.
Come on.
No. Pass. Pass.
You will look very pretty in purple and blue.
I'm sure I would look very pretty, but I'm not doing it. Oh, Cynthia, I'll plug you in here. Cynthia. It's all good. You've been here for a bit. Cynthia.
And I do agree. We do need more Little Dread. Absolutely. Okay. That's not a favorite.
1 box of Moon Priestess returns and 2 sets of GP mats. So here we go. Our winner for the box of Moon Priestess returns is Stranger Jank. That's Toby. Toby, congratulations. You just got a box of Moon Priestess returns.
Woohoo!
Um, and then our first winner of the GP playmats is that made guy 098. And then our second winner of the GP playmats is Matt Seymour. So there you go. So
Congratulations.
So at gmail.com. So the people who won, I need you to please email me at this email address, reallogical@gmail.com, with your email address, with your username on YouTube, so I know who you are, and your address. I'll pass that over to Dan, and he will get that ready for you. For those of you who are here, by the way, this same giveaway, in terms of Moon Priestess Returns, we're going to be doing again on Foul Wednesday this week. That's our 4-hour live game live stream that we do on Wednesdays, for those of you who are new. So if you missed out on NPR tonight and you want to get in for another chance, be sure to tune into the stream at some point in time on Wednesday for that opportunity. So yeah, thanks to CCG Prime for the giveaways. Love giving away fun stuff.
Yeah, thank you, Dan.
Yeah. So with that, that is going to call it for tonight. It has been a wonderful conversation. Thank you, everybody who's been part of the chat, both members and non-members. If you are not a member and you like what we do, and you want to consider supporting the channel financially to get access to all kinds of cool perks like the emotes and the badges and all other kinds of cool stuff, including deck doctors and feature recordings and everything else, consider clicking that join button right down below. It is the easiest way to support us. But if not, clicking that subscribe button and just being a part of it is always appreciated as well. And then we will see you next time. So until then, this has been myself, DMO73, and I've been joined by the wonderful Svetlana from Games and Geek, saying until next time, class dismissed. Have a good night, everybody.